Tonight, this channel celebrates its 5-month anniversary. And on day one of this channel, I was solving problems with people who were not getting EIDL loans, didn't know what's going on with their EIDL grants, didn't know how to apply for a PPP loan or a PUA or a UI application, never even heard about PUA. We were solving problems back then. And we're solving problems tonight. Tonight, the focus is how to get your second stimulus package done, voted upon, approved in a finite number of days. We're almost to the finish line. The cows are over there in the corner. The cats, the dogs, the llamas, the alpacas, and everyone else, including my wonderful dragon that watches me, Lady. And of course, my new guinea pig, and apparently there's a rabbit that watches me as well. We're all here, we're almost to the finish line, and together as the Purple Power, we can get it done. The question is, how quickly, and by looking to the left and to the right, can we get it going right down the center? You betcha. This is Evenings LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. This is LALATE, and hope you're great. This is Evenings LALATE every night at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm so glad that you joined me on a really exciting night where there's a lot of things developing, a lot of great movement, and a lot of confusion coming from left and right. Tonight, I won't be answering your questions because there's so much to cover. There's so much breaking news across the board. I want to get to all the details for you in this video. Coming up after this, of course, is Purple Power, a video you got to tune into because it's going to be a big one. Tonight's a big broadcast. Normally not on a Friday night, but tonight it is. Let's get to the incredible details. If you've not subscribed, go to the Friends channel, subscribe. This is the best community, the best channel, the most watched stimulus channel online. And now, tonight we're at about 271,000 subscribers. I would love to have you part of this community. Also, like this video because it's going to be the best video for you to end the night on before you get to the next best video to end the night on right after this Purple Power. Let's get to the details. A second stimulus package has to be approved is what most congressional leaders are saying, whether Republicans or Democrats. They say we're not going to get reelected unless we give a stimulus package. Apparently, they're just realizing that now. The reason why they're realizing that now is because of you, the Purple Power. They never understood whether they could go into the fall elections without a stimulus package and get voted upon and get approved and reelected. Now they realize they cannot. And for the first time ever, the focus really is on getting this done in a finite period of time, in a time in which it has to be done. And the reason why is because there's pressures coming from all different spots. And we have 3 pressure points, which I'm going to go over in a second. As we sit here tonight, the focus is really on one bill, and one bill only, as a distracting bill is about to be introduced next Monday. Let me tell you where we are, because I know there's a lot of bills, and it might be very confusing. A $1,200 second stimulus check is dead center on what's called the Problem Solvers Bill or proposal. It proposes one $1,200 check for individuals, $2,400 check for married couples, dependents $500 checks, which we got to fix to $1,200, and adult dependents for $500 to $1,200. All incredibly great news. It actually is not one check, but 2 checks. Yeah, 2 checks. The second check would come in March of next year. The 2 things that we need to fix, of course, are the dependents. Need to go from $500 to $1,200. And we also need to ensure that this is a large family, a family at least of 5. 5 people, $1,200, $6,000 for a family of 5. If you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you would get a check. You would get a check, even though you didn't get a check the first time around because you were an adult dependent perhaps on your child's tax return. This time you would get a check. And we need to make it $1,200. When the problem solvers wrote this bill, they said we can make changes. Well, this is among the changes. Who is the problem solvers? The problem solvers are a bipartisan group of Republicans and Democrats who went to Mark Meadows, Chief of Staff to Donald Trump, and Nancy Pelosi when this channel was sort of in the early stages of moving into stimulus coverage. And I said, oh, there's this group of people. They're going around chatting with people, and I just sort of covered them. Did much of nothing. I said, okay, there's some people chatting. They're trying to solve things. Good to see that. At the time, Steve Mnuchin was negotiating with Nancy Pelosi Monday through Fridays, not Saturday and Sundays, for about 2 hours a day at most. Yeah, that's the extent of the negotiations. And these problem solvers solve problems. So they went in and said, can we talk to Mr. Meadows, chief of staff to Donald Trump? He said, absolutely. So he met with them, explained what he needed. They then went to Nancy Pelosi and said, this is what we'd like to talk about. Guess what? She didn't answer the door. She refused to meet with them. Ultimately, that has caused a lot of problems for where we are today. More about that in a second. So they went back, and we didn't hear from them for months. And then on a Friday afternoon, I told you 3 bills are coming. The first one was the problem solvers. The second was the Blue Dogs. Third group is the new Democratic coalition. All 3 groups are very similar, and this is what's so important to understand because I haven't said it in a couple days. The Blue Dogs are what are called moderate Democrats. These are people who are really sort of more towards the center as a Democrat. The new Democratic coalitions are people who are also more central Democrats. The problem solvers are Republicans and Democrats who are also more in the center, and some of them include Blue Dogs and new Democratic coalition people. Now, there's a whole other group of people who are not even in those groups that wrote a letter. More about that letter in a second. They also are unhappy about the situation. So a week ago, approximately, this new Democrat, this problem solvers introduced the bill, and immediately they were tarred and feathered by someone. Who? Nancy Pelosi. Why would she tar and feather them? Because she didn't want any bill but her own, the subject matter of discussion. This coming Monday, she's going to do it again. Why? Because of the pressure you have put on the situation. There's 3 pressure points that we need to focus on, and we've been doing it, but now I'm trying to really isolate them and make them very clear as we go into the weekend. There's the pressure point of the problem solvers, there's the pressure point of seats for stimulus, and there's a pressure point for executive order. First, the pressure point of the problem solvers. That pressure point is supporting people. It's a point to push people and support them. You need to support the problem solvers caucus, support the Blue Dogs, and support the new Democratic coalition. And everyone in that group, which I may have a tweet coming up later tonight or tomorrow that has all the individuals in that group, and say, I support you. Let's get this bill to the finish line. Then you have to put pressure. This is negative pressure against Republicans and Democrats who don't want to give you stimulus. This is seats for stimulus. Now, as we sit here tonight, this is where this is sort of changing. This has not always been the situation. What's changing now is we have to make it even more clear that we are not supporting people who sit around and just write things up. You'll see a purple image, which I'm sending out this afternoon, which says, hey, reject Nancy Pelosi's bill next week. What she's going to do on Monday is a publicity horse and pony, smokes and mirrors gimmick. She's going to introduce a bill, have a big fanfare, be on broadcast news saying we're so wonderful, and then blame Mitch, blame the president, blame Steve, blame everyone, and hope she can get on the plane and take a private jet home and have some $12 ice cream. And that everyone's fine and then can go into their elective offices and the home states and go get reelected. No. You know what we're doing now on a Friday is we're getting ahead of the story. We're pre-warning the situation. Ahead of the story is a publicity term. An example of that is when, for example, a celebrity knows a scandal's about to hit. They go in front of the press and say, there's a scandal about to hit. Let me tell you about this. Someone said I was having $12 ice cream last week. I don't eat $12 ice cream. So I want to get ahead of the story and tell you, I don't eat $12 ice cream. That was someone else. That's called getting ahead of the story. So we're getting ahead of the story by saying, there's that thing coming on Monday. We don't support it. We reject it. But what we're doing, even more important, is we're saying to the elected officials, don't get excited about the thing next week. We're not supporting you, and we're voting you out if you do that bill. Why don't we want that bill? The bill is I got to pause for a second. I'm so really excited about what I'm about to say in the next sentence because when I report things, I try to inform people. And when I see comments from people who are repeating things back, but even more detailed, it means to me that everyone's now getting what's going on. And I absolutely am so ecstatic when I see stuff like that. So as one viewer said, she's just introducing this to make herself look good and to set up everything for the fall elections. Of course, that's what she's doing. So what you need to do is you need to tag politicians who are on the fence who have said things like, "I can't go back to my district without a bill." Hopefully I'll have something next week. Donna Shalala out of South Florida. Donna, you have something now. What do you mean you're going to wait for something next week? You already know what's coming next week. It's 2.4 trillion. You can't be supporting that. So there's some elected officials who think that we can sort of roll over as they support a very bad bill and we'll be fine and we're going to reelect you. Oh no, we're not doing that. No, we're not yet. No, we're not doing that. You know how bad the bill is coming next week. You read the internet. You have a computer. You have a TV screen. You can see what's going to happen and land on Monday. It's 2.4 trillion. You know it's going to be resurrected. So why are you sitting around saying, I'm waiting for this thing and I'm very concerned about my constituents, so it'll hopefully make the situation better? No, that's bullcrap. As the cows would say, that's bull. No. Move on out with that theory. Oh, no way, honey. Where it is the problem solvers bill is the bill that's going to get us to the finish line with them things added. Let me explain to you what's going on with this 2.4. And this is sort of in the context of Jennifer's question from earlier, which I still have to address because it's a little problematic. The 2 by Nancy Pelosi, what Nancy Pelosi is doing on Monday is basically taking her last deal offer to Steve Mnuchin from July that has been rejected every single day since July all the way to the present and is now putting it into paper form. But it's been rejected every single day since the last week of July. Why are you putting it into paper form? Just so it's rejected in paper form? It's been rejected orally. She was at 3.4 when the pigeons flew to the cow over the sky and to the moon. And then we said, that's a little crazy, Nancy. She's okay, I'll come to 2.4, but that's not a penny less. Well, guess what? That was in July. She's still at 2.4. And everyone has told her, we're not doing 2.4. So I don't know so basically what she's introducing on Monday is a bill that's going to be rejected. I don't even know if Democrats are going to support it. And it's a waste of everyone's airtime. But it's going to distract us from our focus. Now, here's a question that Jennifer asked. Well, how about Steve and Nancy? There's always that permutation. And the permutation is that Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi would negotiate and get things done. I am not confident in one person now, and that's Steve Mnuchin. His comments before the House subcommittee on banking this week were sort of, I don't know if you call them disingenuous, but they're sort of like, what the hell are you talking about, Steve? He said, I look forward to talking to her about stimulus. I chat with her 7 times a day. What are you chatting about? Her hair? I chat with her 7 times a day. And I look forward to talking to her about stimulus. I mean, you're supposed to be negotiating every single day since July. What are you doing? So for me to have faith in Steve and Nancy negotiating on something, I just don't have that anymore. I have more faith in the president doing executive order, which is a part of our pressure points. The president needs to understand he needs to use executive orders. I don't know why he doesn't understand this. And people keep on asking me, I don't understand it either. There's a point at which he needs to see the pressure. One of the examples that I can think of tonight that perhaps shows progress, not particularly by us, but progress in general, is that he announced today last night, a $300 stimulus check, I guess you would say, for people who are on Medicare who need money for their medicine. But it's only for certain people. It's not for everyone, and it's not live, and there's no application to apply for it. Don't send me questions, how do I get that thing? Where is it? I just don't know anything about it. But the point is that he ended the comments by saying, I love my senior citizens, and I want to help them. This is coming a week after he was under pressure by suggesting that maybe he's trying to cut senior citizens' benefits. He's not helping senior citizens. Okay, under that theory, then we're going to push the pressure on you, Mr. President. We are, the electorate. We're here. You said you're going to give us stimulus checks. Where are our stimulus checks? We need enhanced unemployment benefits. Where's our enhanced unemployment benefits? Everything to the finish line of executive order has been wonderful this week. The president's team, the Federal Reserve, Mnuchin, Kudlow, everyone has now said there's not just $300 billion, there's $500, there's $600 billion that's sitting around the president could use for stimulus checks by executive order, which I've been reporting since a week and a half ago. I was the only one to report that wasn't 300, there was actually 500. I was only the one to report that he could repurpose the additional money and that this was old money sitting around From where else? I said it was PPP. Guess where Mnuchin said, yes, sir, it is. It's from PPP. Everything I've been telling you of where this money is, how much it is, and what can be done has been now confirmed in the last 3 days from Mnuchin and Kudlow. Kudlow used the word repurpose, which is what I had used over a week ago. The only problem with this is, you know what the answer is. It hasn't been done yet. What are you doing, sir? Do it. Are you so far ahead in the polls that you don't need a stimulus check? No, that's just not happening. The races are not good by poll numbers, so get it done. Pressure in the middle. So as we go into the weekend, what should you be thinking about? You should be thinking about the fact that this is a little bit evil, but you'll be thinking about the fact that elected officials have more time on the weekend because they're working even less than they're normally working, which is basically never. And so that they might be on social media on the weekend more than they are during the week. So, you know, when you're Steny Hoyer, is that his name? Yeah, Steny Hoyer. It's a usual name. And he has 2,000 followers. And, you know, I tweet him with 300,000 followers. Do you think he'll see my tweet? I think he will. If I tweet Nancy Pelosi, who has 3 million followers, you know, 2 million bots and 1 follower. I don't, just kidding. 2 million hairdressers and 1 stylist. Okay. Do you think she sees my tweet? No, she doesn't see my tweet. So the reason why I'm saying this is that perhaps applying the pressure on the weekend when the people are at home enjoying their $12 ice cream on our taxes, that's when they'll see your tweet more often. And that's why this is really quite working. The other thing is that other people who are not necessarily in your tweets may see the progress. People that are in the Problem Solvers Caucus are seeing your tweets. They're seeing what you're doing. And what they need to know is that they feel comfortable that they're doing what the electorate, you, the voting citizens, want. And what you want is not for one person and one guy to determine your fate for second stimulus. They want the stimulus to go out. As we see here tonight, what is the stimulus that you're most likely to get, and how fast would you get it? Well, if you believe Steve Mnuchin, which lately is sort of hard to do, he says that Treasury can get you stimulus checks 10 days after it becomes law. Well, if it became a law on October 1st, that would be 10 days after October 1st is October 11th, which is a weekend, so October 12th is 11 days after October 1st. That's the incredible great news. Second incredible great news is that while I was the first to report about this deadline of October 1st with the airlines about a week ago, now it's across broadcast news. And so the narrative is really ramping up. One, that we're not going to be a one-person bill. It's not going to be one woman writing a bill and we're all going to roll over. 2, we have a deadline. 3, writing bills is nothing. I don't know how. I want to take the camera and just sort of shake it. I don't care you wrote a bill. I care that we got a check. Who cares you wrote a bill? She wrote a 150-page bill to impeach the president yesterday. She wrote a crazy bill about something a few days before, which I forgot, which is like 120 pages about something else. Oh, yeah, about his pardons or something like that. She wrote another. I'm like, you're doing all these crazy bills that are 150 pages long. Okay, congratulations. You know how to use a computer. Can we have a law? Remember the post office? It's not a law. Remember the lobster bill? Not hers, but Mitch's. Is that a law? No, it's not a law. Remember the pot bill? Not a law. All these things, people keep on writing things and not becoming laws. Why? It's called a partisan bill. It's called something that no one's going to agree upon. When you write a bill, do you think maybe to go to speak to your Republican colleagues before you write to see if they'll support it? Think you'd go over to some of your senators and say, hey, will you support this if I write this up? You think you maybe call up the problem solvers and say, hey, I heard you have 40 people from both sides of the political spectrum and you're actually 80. You think you'll support it? Nah, I'll just write the bill and just appear on Jimmy Kimmel. And that's what you can see on Monday. That's why you stay with me, because I don't mince my words. You know, nice to see you on Jimmy Kimmel. Now, where's my stimulus check? Go to the Fudge channel, subscribe. It's a good day. 5-month anniversary, 270,000 subscribers. We're here to help people, and we absolutely do help people in all different walks of life. There's so much to be done in a given day, and never enough time to do everything. The fact that I started on April 25th, and I have never taken a day off. I've recorded every single day. I've recorded every day on EIDL or a version of EIDL, every day on unemployment benefits, and I think we're now at 230 something. I have to look at it. I don't know, it was 135 videos on this. Is a testament. It's a testament to you. It's a testament to the spirit of helping one another. Also like this video, because it's going to be the best damn video you're going to hear. Until coming up next, Purple Power. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and save LA for more.